that focuses on educating and giving access to information on chronic diseases and diagnostic services. Besides that, I also work for various organizations, including the WHO, the World Health Organization. And I also run another sort of a company called Lifestyle Health that focuses on providing health tech solutions for people in the continent. So that is in terms of health. In terms of leadership, I'm a co-founder of Legacy Leadership Africa, which is a leadership consultancy training development where we are literally raising the next generation of African leaders to have legacy in mind. And also in that line as well, we also then go into communities, identifying young leaders and then giving them the skills that they need. And then in terms of entrepreneurship, so besides running Stoylink, I run other ventures as well. And also I write books.
I told you he wears many hats,
which we'll come to. But I think that's a good brief summary to it.
Yes, we are going to be getting into it, at least to a bit of details before we get to the book. So stick around, okay? Let us move on to Joyce. Karibu sana to the show. Please say hello. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay, so my name is Joyce Wanjiro, and I'm so happy to be here today. I am a mother of one son, and I'm also a founder of Impact a Generation, which is where we do mental health advocacy, and our focus is children, actually. And I'm also mental health advocate. I'm also homeschooling support tutor. And the newest author in town.
Yes, I am. I am loving it. Welcome, Sana, you guys to Art and Culture Monday. You are doing amazing. I just want us to get to know you guys a little bit more, because there was so much more to your bio that I don't want to just move to when did you start writing, and we will get to that. But I want to start with you, Stephen, and I want us to start with you and being in the health industry, not rather industry, health sector, and dealing with chronic diseases. Like what geared you towards that path?
So getting into chronic diseases, getting into health. So I guess the first inspiration for me to want to be in the science space came from cartoon. I mean, if you know Dexter's Laboratory, then you know that. But then sort of when later on, I had people close to me who experienced diabetes and stroke and hypertension. And I also experienced a bit of chronic diseases as well. So when I joined university, which actually joined KU, I sort of shifted to study in a field that will then enable me to learn the skills to go back into the community, to educate them on chronic diseases. So that's how I got into population health. Later on, did a master's in global health at the University of Manchester. And ever since, I've been running, this organization to really focus on educating people, in the communities on what these diseases are, but also giving them access to early diagnostic services. So, for example, most people still think that diseases like cancer and diabetes are diseases of old people or rich people, and that young people do not get it. And I have a podcast that really shows that young people actually get these diseases. And the statistics are staggering that here in Africa, we actually get more of these chronic diseases than even in the developed countries, and they have a lot more impact here in Africa than in those countries. So what are we doing about it? So that's how I sort of ended up working in the health space and in the chronic disease space.
Amazing. I like that. I like that you guys are coming here and telling me, this started from childhood. Like I knew you may not have known exactly what you want to do, but you are leaning towards a certain way. And I love that. What is the name of your podcast?
I ran two podcasts.
I told you guys, I cannot believe him.
But the one I just mentioned is called the African NCD Champions, where we are hosting champions, so people who have actually lived with these chronic diseases, and then sharing their stories to then help other people across the continent to really get into contact or connect with stories and experiences of people who've lived with non-communicable diseases. Well, the other one is called the Afropreneur Podcast, where we are hosting entrepreneurs from Africa, sharing their entrepreneurial journeys and their unique perspectives, having worked in Africa. You know, Africa is a bit of a different context in terms of entrepreneurship, and we have our unique challenges. So we share a bit of that with the Afropreneur Podcast.
So that any African young person, young aspiring entrepreneur can actually get to you know, have that space. I think you are doing a lot in terms of transitioning us probably from what we learned from the older generation to the newer generation, because I think now a new entrepreneur right now, a young entrepreneur per se, has a podcast where they can actually go and see the challenges and how to solve the problems. Like, I think that's this generation kind of solution, and I love it. Rather than what we were used to in the old, you just get into business. Like Kikuyus, you know, they are known, you just get into business. Blindly, it's just business, you know, but now you can get into it with open eyes and with your expectations. And I like that. I'm going to be reminding us of those podcasts at the end of the interview, because I think they are important. You all ought to go and listen to them. I want to move on to Joyce. You're a founder of Impact a Generation. Impact a Generation. One, I want you to tell me about Impart a Generation. Where was the idea birthed, or what is the vision and the purpose of Impart a Generation?
Wow, I think Impart a Generation still takes me back to my childhood, just like Steve. And one thing is, I have lived experience when it comes to depression. I have suffered depression, and I know it's, one of the things that has been sidelined a lot. Yet we know, according to WHO, about 800,000 people die every year. They die by suicide every year. That translates to someone dying every 40 seconds. So for me, growing up, I grew up in a home that had domestic violence. I saw my parents fight. And that, for me, as a firstborn, affected me. And I started having anxiety. And I remember when I was sent back to, when I went to high school, I used to have anxiety because I was like, oh, what if I come home and find my mom, died or something like that? And this is because at some point, my mom was so depressed that she planned to commit suicide. So, and she sent me to buy the cadaver that used to be called rat. And so her plan was to put that in food and we all die. Herself, me, and our 3 siblings. And it's because my dad had become, had sunk into drinking and left the burden for her and raising us. And that time was in Kibera, because we grew up in Kibera. So, and at that point, I didn't really know what my mom was planning to do, but I knew that, people use rat. Some people use rat to commit suicide. So, or rather to die by suicide. Nowadays we say die by suicide. So that affected me back in when I went to high school, and it's a boarding school, and I was like, oh, what if I come and find my mom did it? Because that what parents don't realize now that we're talking about children are at home. What happens around the house, especially domestic violence, it affects children. They may not come and tell you, Daddy, Mommy, this is affecting me. But it unconsciously affects them, and they grow up with it. And that is very traumatizing for a child. And they grow up with it, and it comes to affect them later on in life. So, and that was it for me. So I struggled with anxiety, and later on in life, I also struggled at some point with depression and suicidal thoughts. So, and now when I came to actually, when I went to campus, I studied psychology. So they say people who study psychology, they're actually trying to treat themselves or their childhood issues. And so for me, when I started Impart a Generation, I want to be able to educate parents and children. And we also, currently we do a training for teachers that is called Psychological First Aid and Social Emotional Learning. And this is to be able to educate parents and teachers. How do you even know a child is depressed? How do you know a child is struggling? So that's very important, and that's what we are trying to do with Impart a Generation.
Amazing. I love these conversations. I think my addition to that, because now that the kids are at home and the parents may be watching, the kids are like sponges. They suck in a lot. They may not be able to squeeze it out themselves, but they suck in a lot of what is happening. Like, don't underestimate the understanding, even of that 1-year-old or 2-year-old. Don't underestimate the understanding understanding of what is going on around them. They tend to suck in a lot. And I hope that through, you know, such a show as Art and Culture Monday and guests as amazing as yourselves, that these kids are learning a thing or two, you know, to actually be able to, and parents and teachers together, they are learning a thing or two to be able to cope with life. So now let's get into the book that you brought here today. One, I want to ask, where did you two meet? Because did you like, you know, you're in very different fields per se. So how did you two meet, Steve?
Yeah, so the meet was interesting because we met on another startup. So this was called Adopt an SME Africa.
Yes.
Where we were doing different roles. I was in charge of strategy for that startup. And that's where we met, me and Joy. And so we were like, okay, so what else are you doing? You know, besides, you know, for example, I'm very good with strategy and strategic thinking. And Joy is also very good, you know, with managing people and organizing and coordinating. And then, so when we met, I shared a bit of the things I do, including like written other books and whatnot. And she was like, okay, so I also, you know, love, you know, things with books and whatnot. And one day I'll be doing mine as well. So I guess that's how we met.
These are the kind of friends that you need. You know, you meet in a totally different setup, but you end up, you know, what other thing are you doing? Which I think is the question most of us don't ask. That's why we don't network very well. So we meet, we have a really nice conversation with Steve, but after that conversation, I have no idea what else he does apart from what we were, what we met, the purpose for which we met. So Joy, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is very true. Sometimes we have very rich networks, and sometimes when you're looking for you're starting something or you want to do something, you think, you know, you need someone to come from far away to help you. But actually the resources you need are the people you have around. And that's actually what happened with Steve. And some of also the authors we have here, we still met, you know, in the same startup, though that never went the way we expected. But we still came together and did different things, and you realize that the people we have who've written this book are just people who have amazing and rich experience and knowledge.
Exactly. So I mean that these are all 7 authors are people that are very rich in very many facets of life, and they are doing very many other things, you know. So Steve, you have written books before or a book before?
Yes.
Let me tell you, I am used to wow the ad by the thing Stephen is doing over here. So you have written another book.
So this is my 6th book.
Yes. 6th?
Yeah, so I've written 5 others. 2 bestsellers. So I've written 2 anthologies, one on drugs and one on mental health. And the point with those books was to educate children in schools on drugs and mental health in a way that's not stigmatizing or negative. So how do we get children to enjoy, you know, learning about those topics? So that was the purpose of those 2 books. They are very much on my website. And then I also went on to do another book that's called We Have a Dream. So, and this was a bestseller. We collected stories from every country in the world, 198 of them, that focus on sustainability and leadership and sustainable development goals. And, you know, we were trying to share what are our dreams and how can we, you know, use our dreams to bring up the next generation. So that was that book. And then, of course, I've done 2 sort of more scientific books, one in the mobile health space, trying to explain or debate the potential for mobile health in the African continent moving forward. And then one also the potential for mobile health and universal health coverage and the intertwinement of that. And then my latest book, which is not published yet and will be in 3 months' time. Will be released in 3 months' time.
3 months' time.
It's called Practical Skills for Entrepreneurial Success, which is a book that summarizes my first 25 years of life as an entrepreneur, starting different companies and failing at some, and what lessons did I learn that are unique to the African context, and how do you as an entrepreneur start from an idea to developing a complete organization? So that's the other book. Yes. And then there is this now.
And then there is this that we have brought here today. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, and if you're watching, these are the books to buy, because through buying his book, you're networking with him. And they have amazing networking. I want us to go back kidogo, because I've heard you're talking about children and mental health and drugs, which is something that you both share in common on dealing with children. And I just want to know, because we are trying in this show especially, we have had a lot of conversations on mental health, especially in children, in people of all age in general, because mental health is affecting from little kids to old people. But today, let's just talk about children, because they are here today. And what do you think is the how do I put this, is the best approach, rather, for, say, the everyday, the teacher and the mom and the dad, the teacher and the parents? What is the best way to go about your kids' mental health, to be able to raise a generation that is mentally that is mentally stable? Because I feel like a lot of these problems stem from our youth, from not talking about it, and from not knowing how to talk about it. I'd love both of your inputs on that. I think we can start with Joyce.
Okay. Well, I think that's the whole mental health topic is very important. And like I said earlier, when you look at the statistics again, just to take you back there, the most affected age group with this, the people who die by suicide is from age 14 to 20, around 29. So these are basically children before a child gets 14 and they are struggling with depression and suicidal thought. It means there's a lot that has happened in their childhood. In their childhood. And one of the things what are the things that affect children's mental health? It's basically things that happen in family, like, when there's domestic violence, when there's probably a divorce, probably that didn't go well, and, there's issues with co-parenting, absentee parents, when parents are not present for their children, and also the environment where we grow. So those are some of the things that affect our children's mental health. And one of the things that parents can do is, how are you bringing up your child? How do you talk to your child? Is beating the way you speak to your child? Is raising your voice the way you speak to your child? Because, a child's personality and everything is formed from the house. Because the parents are the first people who live with the child. So if the way you handle your child's emotions, when a child is crying, do you beat them or do you listen to them? Because how you respond is how they will respond to their younger sibling or in school. So that really is very important. The relationship, how you're building the emotion of your child. So how are you listening to your child? Are you even present to know what is happening to your child? Are you there to guide them and to even help them? Well, like when a child is crying and is probably anxious, how do you help them calm down? And with social emotional learning, we say you teach your child to calm down. You teach them to breathe in and out and calm down, and now speak to me. What is the problem? Let me know.
But I mean, how many parents have we seen do that? Calm down, and you just like it's very rare. That's what I'm trying to say. And I am hoping I'll be one of those parents when that time is right. To be able to come to their level, and you're like, okay, whatever their name will be, they'll have beautiful names, but calm down, let's talk about this. Calmly breathe in. Like, I have never been told to breathe in growing up. Like, it's like nyamaza, or if I've been hurt, sasa hapo kuna pole kidogo, but not because I was, I didn't realize my emotions were, overrunning, and I am not okay. No one told me to breathe in from where, This is new. That's why I'm thinking this. You're really bridging that bridge between the older generation and this generation that we are in, which I find to be really important. Steve, what do you have to say? How do we cope with our kids?
So I mean, I'll probably give 3 very short points, and one is really listening to your kids. And the thing with listening is that most of the parents, when kids reach a certain age that they're able to do a few things by themselves, they don't listen to them. They take the kids very passively, like you're just a member of the family. You are no longer, my child or something like that. So listening and truly hearing your child's opinions on things, getting them involved in making decisions in the house is one of the first things to get them to feel empowered, because mental health also and mental challenges, especially in children, come from them feeling like they're weak and they are not in control of anything and they can't do anything. So giving them, the ability to start first listening to them, and then the second thing is giving them, some sense of power and responsibility. Kids love when you give them responsibility, because then when they do it, they expect that you'll give them, a compliment. Oh, you did this was nice, but you could improve on this and that. But again, most of the parents want to do everything for their kids. They're not letting space for their kids to do things. And part of, building resilience in children is really giving them tasks so that they are able to do them. And if they succeed, you congratulate them. And if they don't succeed, you don't hide it from them. You tell them, hey, you didn't do very well, but this is how you could do better.
Exactly.
It begins to build some strength, in the children. And then the third thing is actively engaging with them. And this is where routines come in. Reading stories at the bedtime, for example, was a very good way that most of us and most of the older generation grew up in, how they engage with their parents. The older generation went with their kids to the farm. The new generation, we spend most of our time in work, at office, we forget that we have kids. So how do we engage with them? What routines do we create? So for example, some of the very simple routines you could create is, waking up in the morning and preparing breakfast together, for example. That could be a thing that you do with your parents, and or eating, eating is a very good routine. Eating at the same time, in a common setting,
with everyone
on the table. That could be another routine. Other routine could be reading books. There are families where, from 7 to 9, it's reading. Everybody's there with their book in the corner. Everybody's reading. You are not talking, but you feel connected because everybody is doing the same thing. For example, and most of the parents, what they do and what we see them, do, and when you talk to children, they say is that, we went to the swimming pool once, one in the weekend, and you see now those are like spontaneous activities. They're like, it's fun for now, and then it's not. So how do we create routines as the parents of the future then to engage with our kids on a constant basis? To then create that connection in a way that when the kids actually feel depressed or stressed, or they want to talk about anything, they can actually talk to you openly. There's a setting that
allows for that. Exactly. I love that. Our time is running, so I want us to move to this book. So you have collaborated with 7 of you, 7 authors. So how did you land on the title, Stories by the Fireplace?
Wow, this book, first of all, this book was inspired by my son. Because every time I would tell him bedtime stories, I would try to remember stories I was told by my grandparents. And what used to happen, I don't know if it still happens now, during school holidays, our parents would send us to the village. And in the village, we cook, my great-grandmother used to cook with the 3 stones, Ile jiko ya mawe tatu. So, and that's where we would all sit, no TV. It's just, in the kitchen, and we would sit around the fire waiting for food to get ready. When it was ready, and after we are done eating, she would now tell us bedtime stories. And those are the stories. That's why we call it Stories by the Fireplace, because it was by the fireplace. So, and we would listen to these stories, and, they'll teach us important lessons. Like, they'll teach us about, sexuality through these stories, obedience, and all that. And so when we started, when I realized, I'm struggling to remember some of these stories. And, I felt like, okay, how about writing them? Because like my small brother didn't have these experiences. He was too small when this was happening. And now, all of a sudden, now we are no longer going to the village. We are, stuck in town or stuck in our houses. So my brother was like, what were these stories used to be told? And I tried to narrate to him some of them, and actually went back to my grandmother to ask for some of these stories. And I actually thought, this happened in other communities. So that's why I went to Steve and the other friends, and I told them, oh, did you guys have these experiences? Can we come and, write a book together?
Yes.
So these are 7 stories, meaning 7 communities.
Yes.
And we hope to be able to cover the other communities.
Yes. Steve, what was this experience for you when, of course, Joyce came to you and he was like, did you have that experience, or where did you get your inspiration to write the stories from?
Yeah, so myself, I had a very brief sort of village grandmother experience, and the times that we would go there, we would get to be told, some of these stories. And Londa Magere's story, for example, is one of my all-time favorite stories.
Yes.
And once I started, once you continue to grow old and you are less and less going back to the village, you begin to forget.
True.
And so when Joy approached me that, hey, can we do something to sort of bring these stories back to life? In my mind, I was thinking, this is actually, a legacy project, because what we are essentially doing is we are immortalizing the stories that we are told, and we are making them in a way that they'll be accessible for the generations to come.
Exactly.
Because if you're very keen, we're already forgetting about them. And most of the stories we actually don't know. This generation, when you're talking about these heroes in our traditions, in our cultures, we don't know them. So this for me was really a legacy project to then immortalize the real African stories that were told in a way that they can be consumed for years to come.
Exactly.
And now for parents in the city, you don't have to go back to the village, to tell these stories. You can grab a book and
get to know everything about it. So tell me about the other 5 authors. You can mention them probably. Tell me how they contributed to the book as we move.
Yeah. So Noni is actually Miss Earth Kenya 2020.
Yes.
She's written the Ayembu stories, and we also have Lewis Momanyi is brought the Kisii stories. We also have Fatia. Fatia was our editor, and she also brought us the Kalenjin stories. And we have Bridget Kanini. She brought us the Kamba stories from the Eastern Province. And interesting, we have Catherine Silva, who is Kenyan and also from Seychelles. So she brought us some of the stories as well from both countries and communities.
Yes, amazing. Like, I mean, your kid gets access to about 7. These are 7 communities just to get at the tips of their finger, because now they can no longer go to Shags, or they are not able to go to Shags for that long. Where can we find this book?
All right. So I could do that. So the book can be found in primarily 3 places at the moment.
Yes.
So one, it will very much be available on Amazon and on Kindle. When you just search the title of the book, you should be able to find it. It will also be listed on my website as well. So my personal website.
Yes.
That's www.ogwenostephen.com. Under the books section, it will be listed there.
Yes.
And then we are also planning to distribute it across various partners that we are working with to be able to get them into some retail stores, for people who want to, purchase them directly in terms of physical copies.
Yes. So, also, this is written volume 1. That gives hope to a volume 2, a volume 3. Are you guys working on it currently, or what's the plan?
Yes, that's in the pipeline. We hope to actually looking for other communities that are not covered. So we're actually looking for people who are willing to go research, dig these stories and bring them. So we should be doing that, hopefully to cover the next, you don't want a very big book, a small book that a child can take and read and finish. So hopefully the next 10 communities. Yeah, and we hope to cover actually all the communities in Kenya.
Exactly, and when you have covered, we can get some more stories, from like I believe the Kamba community, the Kikuyu community have probably more stories that you have not covered in a book. So I am hoping to see a volume 10, finally, I want you guys to give us your social media handles, where you can be found, and for more hats like he is entrepreneurship, you also have an organization. So just tell us social media handles. For that, probably mention the podcast and your personal social media handles. Can start with Steve.
Sure. So the best way to do this is visit my website. So my website lists all of my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatnot. So my website is www.ogwenostephen.com, Stephen with a PH.
Yes.
and in there is my podcast, YouTubes and whatnot. So the podcast is the Afropreneur Podcast.
Yes.
That's the one for entrepreneurship.
Yes.
That's available on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, iTunes,
yes.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the other one is called African NCD Champions. That's also available across all streaming platforms as well.
Yes.
And we have stories in there as well.
Yes, amazing. So go to Steven's website. Then from there, you can get links to every other side. Joyce.
Yeah. So on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So Facebook, I'm Jolly Joy. You find me there. And we also have Imparter Generation page on Facebook. It's just Imparter Generation. Search us and you'll be able to find us. Yes, and please buy our book.
Exactly. Now, let's get back to the book. You are launching these books. When is the launch?
The launch is on 26th, actually this coming Saturday, and it's going to be virtual.
Yes.
So you'll find that when you go to our pages and also his, you'll find the link for joining, and also you can send a message and we'll be able to respond to you. It's going to be on Google Meetings. So 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Yes, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. That's just an hour and a half, guys, that you can get, to listen to them. As you have heard, they are packaged. Like, this is just one of the things that they do. So you can get a lot from there. And also get a book for your kid. Get them reading, get them enjoying such an amazing African stories. How much is the book, Steve?
Yeah, for a very brief time, we'll be sort of having this on discount.
Yes.
So that will be on 1,000 bob. So that's for the next 3 months.
Yes.
With in mind that children are at home.
Exactly.
So the goal is getting it to as many homes as possible.
Yes.
So that parents have things that they can engage their children with.
Exactly.
But also so that the children can not only hear from their community or their tribe, but sort of have a more broad spectrum thinking and interaction with other communities. So we'll be selling this at 1,000 for the next 2 months.
Yes.
And we'll be distributing across all of the platforms that I mentioned. You can find the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the next few days to buy this for 1,000 bob, because I believe when kids go back to school, now you're going to get it for a much higher price, because you had the time. They gave you 3 months is a long time for just 1,000 bob. That is worth. It is priceless for your kid to have this, to be engaged in such stories, to know such things of people who have gone back, researched, looked for their grandmother, their grandmother's grandmother, to just put together something so that it is timeless for your kid to read through. Just for 1,000 bob. I love you guys. Kwanza, Facebook Live comment section. If you need one, just ask for it, and we will get it to you in no time. All right. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Am I getting a copy? Thank you very much. They have agreed to give me a copy. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I will be, putting this online so that we can make as much noise as possible. We can say parents are at work, but they will not be at work today at 5. So if we post this today at 5, some more parents may be able to see that. Thank you so much, Steve and Joyce. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to go for a very short break. We still have another launch coming. We have about 52 minutes to go to the top of the hour before we close our show. We have one more launch. We are going to be discussing content creation, and you are going to love these ones. I have 2 comedians waiting to entertain you guys, to give you a fun time. But right about now, I want you guys to watch the premiere of Talia that happened last week, but one. Enjoy that one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the 5th of March to watch Talia. Like you can see from behind me, we are here to watch Talia. It is a film that is going to blow your mind. I don't even want to preempt. It is a crime drama. You have seen, we will have all the cast and crew. We will interview them. You will hear their feeling about its creation. But guys, we are here. We are here to watch the movie that we have been waiting for a long time. we will have all of them, from the producer, the director. We will have all of them here to tell us what Talia is all about, to take us through the creative process, to tell us the hitches, the problems that they faced, from the beginning to the very end. So karibuni sana, we are getting into watching Talia, and then after that, of course, we will have the after interviews. They will tell us their feeling. Did it come out as good as they expected it to be? But right about now, on the 5th of March, we are right here.
Can kill you with my bare hands. Tulisema hakuna kuua, ni kuteka nyara. Na mbona umeua?
There is a man at the door who demands to see you.
Demands?
Yes. An old, huge, weird-looking man. I will make them pay for that innocent soul. That son of a nobody messed me up.
Hey, the two of you, before you finish each other off, why don't you let me go?
This was your plan, Madam.
The target has been identified. And the battle line has been drawn. And the missile has been launched!
This must be Talia.
But I don't understand, sir. We killed Talia.
My daughter has been dead for the last 3 weeks now. You killed her.
Tuko na siku chache. Mumtafute na mumlete kwangu.
I miss you so much, sister. I miss you so much.
Nice. Talia, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. How about you?
I am very fine, thank you. How are you feeling about the premiere of Talia?
Well, I'm overwhelmed. Also with the way people have turned up, and I'm so excited about it because it's something that, no one would have thought it would have been this amazing. People would not have kujad like the way wamekuja. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited, for lack of a better word.
Nice. How has it been the lead act? Take me through the storms from the beginning, the script, the acting. Take me through all those storms and how it felt, and finally how it felt to have it complete. Now we are ready to watch you in action.
Wow, I like your question, my dear. It was not easy. It was not easy. Of course, challenges were there, but as Team Talia, we believe in one thing called team spirit. Yes, the team spirit made us to go far. It made us be able to achieve what we wanted. It was long. We shot for so many days, for long nights, transnighting. But finally, Talia is productive and it's out.
Yeah, amazing. Finally, what is the one thing you want people to take away from Talia? Everyone has come to watch for a different reason. For you, I'm sure most of your family friends are here, but for different reasons. What is the one thing you want people to take away after watching Talia?
All right, one thing I want people to take away is I want people to support Kenyan film. Yes, I want people to see that Kenyans can act. There are ladies who can act out there. There are people who are gifted. So one thing I want people to see is to support Kenyan actors, for lack of a better word, and to just be out there, to do what makes them happy.
Chizi, you've traveled all the way from Mombasa. Unasikiaje?
Nasikia fiti sana, halafu niko na butterflies kiasi. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I am glad you're here. How was it playing your role kwa Talia?
It was nice, it was fun, it was easy. it was very easy for me. Yeah.
Last question, what do you have in your Poach? What things don't you ever miss in your Poach?
Number 1, my identity card. Number 2, money. I can't miss money because I love food. Na unajua huwezi kula kama huna pesa. Yeah.
Also guys, we are here with none other than Ken Kimani here in person. Yani the immortal human being who just disappeared from the face of the earth. He's here because of Talia. Kimani, why have you come?
I was the line producer.
Yes.
So line producer, you are the main producer when producer is not on set, and your main work is to hire and fire people. But for me, because our producer was not on set, I was now the producer now. I sat on the set of the producer.
So wait, how many people did you fire? Hiring, I know you hired many because we have had the cast and crew of Talia. But how many have you fired and hired?
I don't think I fired anyone. Yeah, they were all amazing.
Yeah, you are a good producer.
What we did.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Amazing. Then I want to know that tunaenda kuona, you know, the work that you have spent a lot of time putting together. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I feel anxious because personally I've not seen the picture. I've not seen the film. So I feel anxious. I want to go and see it. This is the very first time I'm watching it. Actually, nilikata kuweka subtitles ndio nisione.
Amazing. So we are looking forward, Ken Kimani and I are looking forward to seeing what Talia has for us. Ken Kimani has been spending sleepless nights, long days putting together Talia. So as you invite people.
Yeah. You guys, if you missed today, IMAX, we are going to go to Mombasa and we are going to go to Eldoret and Nakuru. Those one to Meslet, those go back to Manze. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give Karen the dates. Yeah. So Karen, ukikosa kuambia watu mimi ndajoe ni mchoyo.
Nitawaambia. Talia, how are you feeling after watching the film?
Great. Very great. I didn't expect that. Even I was shocked. It really came out so nicely, so well, so good. The execution of the characters by every cast member was perfect. Yes.
How was your experience acting with younger casts?
Actually, you're true. Sorry, you're right. I'm the oldest there, and it was good. I think it's good because it brings out the motherly instincts in me. Yeah.
Amazing. Now that you have experience in this field, do you see a future for the youngsters in Talia and for other minimal movies to come out in Kenya like Talia? How does the future look like?
Great. That one I can tell you, it's great because we have young actors, we have young directors, young DOPs. The future is looking great. It is.
Where are we expecting to see you in the future?
Great things are coming. Watch this space.
Tuambie unaitwa nani kwanza?
Unataka kujua majina yangu kamili ya kitambulisho?
Naam.
Ya kitambulisho. Okay, mimi naitwa Muhammad Saad, but watu wanaita Editors. Yeah.
Experience yako acting Talia ilikuwaje?
Ilikuwa ngumu, sio rahisi kwa sababu unajua mimi sijawahi act movies za action sana. Nimezoea romance, lavidavi kidogo, kisiana. So hiyo ilikuwa challenge kubwa kwangu kwa sababu hiyo kufight afu kwenda zoezi afu tunaona kitambi nini. Sasa imekuwa challenge kubwa sana. But thanks God, nimekuwa director, kumekuwa jamaa kuni train na nimetoboa.
Naam. Ni cast wa gani ungetaka ku appreciate ama hata crew wenyewe walikushikilia your character wakafanya come up the way you wanted?
Okay, first Talia. Talia unajua ako poa, alafu napenda kumshukuru sana director. Director ananiambia you can do it. So tuseme director ndo amenipush sana ya mpaka nikafanikisha.
Like alafu ulimanage aje because najua umetoka Mombasa. So how are you managing to be here act, be here even for the fifth right now? Umemanage aje ku move around?
Okay, mimi I'm from Mombasa lakini kazi yangu kwa Nairobi because mimi pia am a video director, na shoot ma video sana, ama model, photographer, nafanya kazi nyingi, editor, nafanya job nyingi sana. So mimi sijaja kwa challenge kubwa because na stay Nairobi. Na stay Nairobi.
Okay, apart umejibu swali langu lakini nataka niulize tu tutakuwa na wapi next babu? Umeniambia una video direct, una model, ni wapi social media handles, ni wapi watu wanaweza kupata?
Okay, unaweza ni follow IG editors, IG editors EDDY space TOZZ editors.
Nataka uinvite watu, manake Talia hii ndio tu ya kwanza, kuna ya pili na ya tatu. Nataka invite people to come and watch Talia.
Okay guys, nyinyi mko hapo nyumbani, nawakaribisha Poach Talia, manake Talia is a professional movies, is an international Kenyan film, so it's a series na imekuwa kama episode 1 I think umekuwa ndani umewatch. So kwa wale mafans wote wa Nairobi, wa Mombasa, wa Eldoret, wa Kisumu, wa Tanzania, yani kila mahali, mazee nawakaribisha kwa episode 2 ya Talia.
Well, we have Detective with us today right here. Detective, how was your experience acting Talia?
Actually, I've been acting as detective in many programs, but in Talia, I can say I had the best experience because this is a nice story and ni vile tu ndio tumeanza, then soon it will be the best thing. So sitaki kumwaga mtama kwenye kuku wengi, so I just want you to keep an eye.
Ni scene gani uli enjoy to act it out? Which scene did you enjoy the most?
I think the scene where I'm arrested, I enjoyed it because from outside the way we came with morale, then all of a sudden inside you are arrested. I enjoyed that scene. Yeah, but I enjoyed the whole thing. Yes.
How was your experience acting with the younger people in the industry? How are you seeing their talent come up? Is there hope?
Yeah, there's hope. There's hope. We have many people who it was their first time to act, and we are mentoring many youths and many talents. Like if you see like a guy like Mapesa, the guy who was Rastas, it was his first time actually kuanza your job, but the guy did the good job. And we are encouraging guys to come out. Come on, unasikia uko na talent, just come. We are here, we mentor you, we'll show you the way. Also, we've been shown the way before, so yes.
The advice that you can give to young filmmakers, mtu ni director ndio anaanza, mtu ni producer ndio anaanza, now that you have been in the industry for a while, what is the most important thing you can tell them?
Just be consistent, usikufe moyo. Things do happen outside here, just stay there, push things and it will be okay.
Amazing. What is your name?
My name is Joan Kathini. Yeah.
What role did you play in Talia?
In Talia, I played the role of Diana. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the best friend to Talia.
Yes. How did you like the role?
Actually, I like the role because it has to bring the, harsh me. Yeah. And in real life, I'm not so harsh. So I'm soft.
I have looked at you and I'm like, wait, what? Is that the same person?
Yeah, maybe I get comments. Niko na kichwa ngumu, so everyone is like, hey, are you the one to mwana kwa screen because you're so relaxed and talkative, you're talking to everyone, but kwa screen unaka unaweza gonga mse. So I'm like, it's I have to adapt to that role. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are you looking forward to more tough roles in the
Niko sawa, to more toughs, manze.
Amazing. In the cast, ni nani alikusaidia? To be able to bring the best of you out. Which crew, cast would you like to appreciate?
Actually, everyone. The best thing we're working as a crew and as a cast, tulikuwa tunatoa na makosa, and it was not a thing of uchukue vibaya. You had to unaitake because it's anatry kumekukwe best and better. So everyone was okay. We will help everyone in the cast and in the crew, and that's how we did our work, and we are cheers to more Talia episodes.
Yes. Amazing. Where are we expecting to see you soon? 2-3 years una expect kukua wapi?
2-3 years. Actually, my role model in Kenya is usually Kate the actress. So I believe I'll be the next Kate the actress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. Kate actress, I hope that you're seeing this and watching her.
Yeah.
For one final question, what 3 things can you not miss in your Poach?
In my Poach, actually, my phone, my lipstick, and maybe some wipes. That's the main. Yeah.
Amazing. It was a pleasure to have you. We are looking forward to more Talia episodes. Please invite guys. Ambia wase wako home. Wase hawajakuja leo, that will welcome them to watch Talia the next episode and the next one.
So guys, when you go home, you've missed a lot. But anyway, you've not yet missed a lot because it's the first episode of Talia, and I want to see you watching the 2, 3, 4, hatujizi nafika hata 10 ama 20, but you people manze, Talia is the thing. Let's do Kenyan film, #Talia, #Honor until the end.
Amazing. What is your name?
Yeah, my name is Mapesa Wetu. Yeah.
Mapesa, actually we were talking with detective about you na akaniambia this was your first role ever acting. How was that experience?
Wow, acha nikwambie, lakini haikuwa ngumu vile kwa sababu unajua tunasemanga once a soldier always a soldier. So kwa hivyo kama umezaliwa na kipaji unakonga tu uko nao ndani yako. Sasa mimi nilikuwa tu nikipitia hilo, unaona? Nilikuwa nimeendea by the way mandazi kununua. Kidogo nikapata na director akaniambia, "Hey, Mapesa najua unaweza. Hebu kama utry." Nika-try and I thank God. Yes.
It was a nice experience. Are you looking forward to Talia 2 and other movies? Ama what's your plan?
Acha nikwambie, like Talia sikuwafikiria titakuwa hivyo. Like imenibamba ile mbaya sana. Like saina I'm doing like nione episode 2 ishatokea. Ikishatokea tu hivyo, haki nitashukuru Mungu ile tu sana. Yes.
Nataka uinvite watu kuona Talia episode 2 na kuona Kenyan film in general. Nataka ongelesha wasee home na uambie come watch Talia 2.
Cheki Kenyans, sasa imekuwa saini time yetu. Acha tujisupport si wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Acha tukimbilia timu movie zingine zikitoka. Come support your own. Make sure umeenda pale Porta Talia, utatucheki pale, ngojea episode 2 okay, na hata zingine zinaendelea kutokea, endelea tu kutusupport.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with the OGs of Talia. They are here, the writer, producer, DOP. Yani they wear many hats. Wakijisikia wakiamka wanajisikia ni hii. But yeah, they are here. How was your experience with Talia? Because that is literally your baby. How was that experience?
First of all, my name is Rabin Lucas. I'm the writer, director, and also producer of Talia. I would say my experience was awesome. This being my first big baby, actually. You ndio kama ndio, okay, si first born, but ni yule amekuja na everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say the experience was awesome. Having the best crew, having the best cast, and doing the best production of at our level kwenye tuko sahi. I know this is not the best, but it's the best at that level, and we are really hoping to do even better in episode 2, 3, and even more episodes to come.
Acha niongeleeshe DOP, how was it working with the vision bearer, alafu you are the one bringing the vision to life sasa? How was that?
It was a nice experience actually, but challenging at first because this is the first project that tumework na Director Rabin Lucas, but it was a nice experience by the way, and for me as much as ilikuwa challenging, ilinijenga na ilijenga wase wengi sana, so the experience ilikuwa kwa naye sana, the coordinations ni nini. Yes, tuligombana, lakini tuligombana tukijua sisi wote tunataka kitu fulani. Yes.
Can I say kuna shots nimependa. Unajua kuna zile tu shots inatokeanga una feel I don't know, goosebumps all over you, like that shot was well taken. So a very good job to you, Mr. DOP.
Thank you so much.
Ilikuwa tamu sana. When was this baby born? Acha tu turudi kidogo. When was the idea? When did you have the idea?
Yeah. Talia, I've been thinking and I've been writing Talia for the past 3 years. 3 years. Because 2018 hadi sahi ni how many years? 3 years, huh? Yeah. 4. Yeah, so that's how old Talia is. And actually Talia imekuja, I have other projects zenye nimeandika, but Talia ilikuja kwa watekizo zingine production wise. Kuna production zingine actually that we are yet to do, and but Talia imekuwa ni kama the icebreaker. Yeah.
Amazing. DOP, ni scene gani ulipenda zaidi? Like you are waiting for it. Unajua tukiingia tuko uko ndani, you are waiting for this shot.
Zilikuwa mob since actually all scenes zilikuwa favorite zangu because mimi na focus sana na shots, so I was trying as much as possible kupatia na shots kali. All my scenes were favorite, and but kuna scene yenye Bakari anapigwa risasi. I was really waiting for that moment, man, because mimi mwenyewe I was there shooting, I was there editing, lakini mimi mwenyewe nanistua na get, so ilikuwa one of the scenes zenye zilikuwa favorite. Yes.
Amazing. Now, I know Talia has been going on for long, like you have told us, and ni episodes zitaendelea. How are you feeling from the experience today? Watu wenye wame show up, all the feedback you have gotten, una feel aje kuhusu Talia, the next episode and the next one?
Actually, for me, I would say I never expected this reception. Imekuja ni kama bombshell. I didn't expect watu watokee hivyo, that large numbers, and even after watching, actually people were watching, mimi kwa akili yangu ilikuwa I was thinking about people who are watching, because nilikuwa na maswali mob sana, I wanted to answer them, and luckily wakati nilitoka tu nje ya that cinema hall, people were like, question number 1 answered, question number 2 answered, 3 answered, and it was so awesome. Actually, all of them were positive. Then it means job ni fit. I did a good job. Not peke yangu actually, because it's a whole team. There's a whole team behind it, not just the two of us. And yeah.
That shows you the writer and the DOP knew how to are sharp. They know how to take advantage of the moment.
They hate us. They hate us.
I want you to invite people to watch Talia, to keep watching Talia, tuambie tunaweza ipata wapi, ni wapi next mna screen. Just invite people, both of you, invite people to come and watch Talia and your next project.
Okay. Talia, from today officially, Talia will be out there, and after the premiere, it's officially now open. Talia is a project. Talia is a series that tunapeleka huko nje, and starting next week actually we'll be touring Kenya. Tunaenda Kisumu, Mombasa, Nakuru and Eldoret. People have to watch Talia. The first episode, people have to watch it, and if need be, we can do something else, so that watu tu lazima watch Talia, and people need to know that there's something like this, and it's here with us. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, look out for Talia.
Ashasema, so vile Rabin amesema tu, people come support us, support Kenyan content, because you guys ndo mnafanya tukue hapa, nyinyi ndo mnafanya to keep moving, so you support yenyu. Those wamekuja hapa mimi kwanza mmeni encourage mbaya niendelee kufanya filamu, because najua kuna wase wanataka kunisupport, kuna wase wanataka kuwatch, so you people come support us wherever tutakuwa tuna screen, mtakuwa invited, so tafadhali kameni msupport.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are here with a fan who came to watch the show. Nataka tuambie amesikiaje, ameenjoy vipi. We have hosted a lot of cast and crew, so we want to take the time to see the people who came out to watch Talia. How was it? What is your name?
Naitwa Mili.
Mili, nani alikuinvite kuja kuona Talia?
Si ni wewe tu.
I had to ask because nilimleta hapa. How was your experience? Ulipenda Talia?
Iko awesome, iko poa sana, like watu wameweza, like it's the first one, like movie ya Kenya imeni nice too.
Amazing. I like that. Which ni scene gani ama ni cast mgani enyewe ali blow your mind?
Talia, she's great, she's amazing. Alafu in person anakaa mpole, lakini pale ni gangster. But she's nice. Yes. I like her acting skills. Yeah.
Yes. What would you tell guys about Kenyan films? Sababu unajua tuko Netflix, tuko kila mahali. What would you tell us about Kenyan films now that tuko na experience? You have come to a number of them na umejibamba.
Yeah. Like for Kenyan films, like zina improve si venye zilikuwa kitambo, so like they're getting somewhere. People wanafaa kuja like wazi embrace, because they are like wanna get there, imagine like they're improving day in day out, like every day they are getting better, so it's up to us like to embrace them, because wanahitaji support yetu sana.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen Talia, we have had interviews with the cast and the crew, and they have been nothing short of phenomenal. I have enjoyed Talia, and I'm glad that the writer, the producer, has told us they're taking it to Nakuru, they're taking it to Eldoret, they're taking it to Mombasa. So if you guys didn't have a chance to come to Anga IMAX to enjoy Talia, you now have an opportunity, okay? So keep up, stay online, look out for Talia, and the good news is that this is just episode 1. Just episode 1, guys. It's a series that's going to be ongoing, and it's going to be fire. It's going to be bomb. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the cast and the crew that we spoke to all the fans that came out to watch Talia. It was an absolute pleasure. So from myself and KUTV Kenya, we totally appreciate and give a big congratulations to Team Talia.
Ukiwa na dukuduku la michezo, tunafungua sanduku la dukuduku kwa ufahamu zaidi. Kila danadana, mitimko, mifiatuko na harakati zote ugani, sisi ni wako mwandani. Kukurukakara zote nyanjani, haziwezi kuangaziwa zaidi ya micharazo michezoni. Mimi mwanaspoti wako matata Peter Pinches Mwaora, ndakuwa na jopo lenye maarifa sufufu, nikufahamishe na nikuburudishe wewe shabiki shakiki kwa uhakiki na kindakindaki.
Doesn't it bother you when there are frequent blackouts? Well, this is a problem that can easily be solved through technology and innovation.
You know, in urban areas we have a lot of underground cables due to insufficient of space to be able to lay overhead lines. So as we're doing the maintenance, we find that we are spending a lot of time trying to locate the fault, trying to dig long stretches. I saw this as a good opportunity for me to be able to experiment this and come up with a solution that is working, and bearing in mind that we have what we call a fourth industrial revolution.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Art and Culture Monday. We are almost in the half hour to the end of the show. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for keeping them coming. I hope that you have enjoyed the snippet of Talia, but it was amazing. It was superb. We are looking forward, by the way, to go to many other premieres. So if you are there and you're premiering a show, we are ready to come and enjoy and cover it, and then come and share it with the audience. So you can reach to us, of course, on 0739 110544 and on our online platforms at KUTV Kenya and at Karen Blessing. Even if you reach me personally, I'm going to make sure that we have covered your premiere, and we have come and shared it with the people here, and they have actually loved and enjoyed it. I told you guys we have one more launch to go since our break, so the gentlemen are already here with me. We are ready to do this. It's going to be short and sweet, but stick around for some good laughs because they are already here. All right. Okay, they are here, they are ready. I want you guys to say hello. Nataka msalimiane, mtuambie mnaitwa nani, alafu we jump into the group. Tunaweza anza hapa.
Hello. Habari zenyu wase mnatukemba hapo hivyo. Ya mimi naitwa Fred Nyakundi Osiemo, as vituko za Difre. Ndio mimi sasa niko live manze.
Amefika hapa, is live on television, is ready kuwaletea comedy. Yes, Joshua, say hello.
Hello. Hello, kwa majina ni Joshua. Tuko hapa, tuko live saa hizi. Vituko za Difre. Tumetoka from 8 town. Kibira namba 8.
Yes, amazing. I like that. You guys, one, nataka congratulate that you are so kind in the way you requested for an interview, which was really, really amazing. Nataka nijue vituko za Difre, mbona inaitwa vituko za Difre?
Yon swali fiti.
Yes.
So unajua zianza jina kwa sababu unaanza tu lazima kuwe na meaning na reason.
Ukweli, yes.
So vituko za Difre imeanza hivi. So tulikonga, I was acting pale Jamope TV.
Yes.
So mimi ule mse nakonga na vituko most. Hadi mzee wangu anajiwanga nakonga na vituko. So nikipitanga mtaani sasa walikuwa wananiita sana nikiact sana niita vituko. So mimi niko na hii jina yenyewe inanifaa. Juu akili yangu inakaa na vituko. Ndio nikaamua nijiite vituko. So different ya kitambo.
Yeah. So sasa ikakuwa vituko
different. Ama nataka nikwambie maliza ile.
Exactly. Wow, that's shade. But yes, I love and appreciate you guys. Group yako iko na team ya watu wangapi?
Okay, sit kwa around tunafika around 10. 10, yeah.
Yes, around 10. How wase uliwatoa wapi ama what was the process of nyinyi 10 kukuja pamoja?
Okay, so ilikuwa vituko za different peke yake.
Yes, na different peke yake.
Isuri ilikuwa peke yake. Nikaona mbona ni jisupport mimi peke yangu na kuna msapo hivyo nje akona
talent.
So nikaanza kuandika skit, nikaanza kusaka watu ndo nikakamna vituko za different. So ni vituko za different.
Yes. Aya, when ulijoin vituko za different lini?
Venye nilijoin vituko za different ni after tulikuwa pamoja kwa group fulani tunajiita Jamupe TV. So kwa hiyo Jamupe TV our director akapata kazi away. So ikabaki sindo tuko hapo tu kwa ground. Sasa tuna mwelekeo mali tunaenda.
Yes.
So ikabidi different amekamna hiyo alikuwa ako peke yake. Mimi nikamwona pia mimi nilikuwa mtu wa vituko pale hivyo tukiwa shule obvious vituko ni mimi tu hapo. Anything can happen shule it was me. Tukiwa kwa boma pale hivyo mkiwa umebonda lazima nitakaa mnachekesha bado unacheki. So nikakam different akaniita tukakam. Tukapiga show yetu ya kwanza ikatokea perfect. Yeah, hiyo ndo ilifanya nikaingia vituko za different.
Ukaamua kujoin vituko za different.
Yeah.
So exactly mnafanyanga nini? So I know you do skits like what do you do?
So for now tunashughulikia skits but tuko na plans zingine bado. Skit for now ndo skit tu peke yake.
Also mnafanyanga skits. So mko na msee wa kamera na crew. So ni wewe ndio unaandikanga hizo skits?
Yeah, mi najua namkanga kitu kasa, najua content ikujangi rahisi. Unamka tu saa 9 hivi usiku nasikia kuna kitu ulifanya jana linakaa kwa nini crazy. So na hiyo saa 9 usiku ndo unapata unafikiria content. Hivyo ndo content ukuja.
So content yako inakuanga ya saa 9 usiku peke yake?
Saa 9 usiku.
So hii content inakuanga from experiences zako na mabeshte ama idea ama what is going on, like where do you get inspiration yako ya hizo skits?
Mostly pia ni ideas. Najua kwa content creator pia lazima uende far.
Ukweli.
Pia kuna skills like unaona kuna umse amefanya kitu fulani nikeka hapa hivi ule jamaa nani wote atacheka. Pia naenda hivyo pia. Yeah.
So how long lazima of course mnafanyanga rehearsals. Inatakingi how long kufanya rehearsal ya skit mpaka ishe? Kwanza niambia different.
Okay. So mimi ndo niko na kierere hapa. So nikishaandika skits tunapatana Sunday. Unajua skits ati ni ile kitu tunaambia mse shika hiyo word.
True.
Tuende to flow nayo.
Yeah. So you give them the idea. Hii ndio skit inahusu hii, so wewe jipatie.
Flow nayo.
Exactly. Experience yako ya kurehearse hizo skits inakuanga vipi?
So different kipata hizo skit akishaandika hizo content. So si tukampale hivyo kwa stage nile ya Joshua hapa hivi kwa skit tumeweka hivi na hivi. So then wewe mimi na kierere yangu wenyewe hapa hivi mimi najua hii part venye ndacheza acha niingize kama nikachumvi kwa utamu kiasi hivi ndo flow.
Hawa watu wanakusumbuanga time ya rehearsals, mara mtu hayuko, mtu sijui ameenda wapi.
Hapo nasta sema ati nitawatetea. Kwanza mwenye niko naye hapa sumbua.
Ndio mbaya. Lakini ameshow up leo, so at least amepata marks.
Sijui nikutetea ama. Wamenisumbua.
Tetee bro.
Wanakusumbuanga sana. But a crew of 10. So you are not hamkwangi 10 of you in every skit.
Skits. Kwa siku tunaweza pata tunafanya around 5 to 6 skits. So inapata umefanya hii role. So mwingine anaingia role nyingine. Juu mimi ndo main character. I must present zote.
Yes. Lakini sasa hawa wengine they exchange
shift.
Yes, depending on the skit that mna act. I like that. That means 10 people. That's a good number ku keep mkiwa swap. Ni comedian mgani you're looking up to?
Kwa hii world ama?
Kwa hii dunia, yes.
Mimi sana napenda manze ule jamaa na kwa Emmanuel. Unamrada jina bro? Anitoga
I think I know the guy but I don't know the name.
Umse unibamba sana. Huo ndo mse. Mark bas. Umse unibamba. Yaani kwanza sura yake tu akishaingia skits nini unaweza feel.
Kumwangalia tu unasikia kucheka.
Mimi uni inspire. hadi ndo mimi upenda kumwatch.
Yes, I like it. Joshua, you are looking up to which comedian?
Sisi comedian mwenye look up ni huyu anaitwa Ojo.
Ojo, yes, nimesikia Ojo. I have some kids at home, some nieces and nephews, and that is all they do from the time they wake up to when they sleep. So I think I like that wase wenye mna look up to wanafanya comedy like the one you're doing. Like so uko in line na where you want to be. Okay, I like that. Let's move on. Some challenges zenye umekuwa nazo in the group vitu kwa za different.
Okay, challenges ni most sana. Kwanza shida tu ni kam. Na pia environment pale tunashutia. Hiyo pia ndo shida. Pia shida ni time ya members. Unapata members sana unapata wako kazi. So unapata uko na content inafaa ikuwe trending na hiyo ndo season. So kupata msei inakuwa tena shida. Pia ni mafans. Kuna mafans usumbua jo. Unanitumia link na hata unilipi. Wanatupatianga challenge lakini mimi naambianga mimi kitu mimi najuanga FM tunaifuata. Si ati nini. Si ati utaka kwa nyumba unaongoa. Unafanya comedy so ukaange tu kwa nyumba ati uomoke. But unaifuata. Hizo ndo challenges pia.
Step by step.
Unaitafuta.
Joshua, before I get back to you to finalize. Joshua, what are some of the challenges za kukua actor wa comedy?
Si challenges ni mingi. Tumepitia most na brother yangu hapa hivi. Like say from the day tumeanza mse ameanza kushoot nini hizo comedy zake then nikakam kuna some pia kuna wale wamekam don't so nile as in Joshua mimi nakuonaga kwa YouTube sijui whatever vitu za different mkiwa na yeye kwani rada ni gani so wale watu ukiwaambia sawa basi si shoot yetu tunafanyaga every Sunday mtatukuta place fulani don't so hiyo Sunday ikifika tukikam kushoot videos inakuwa wale watu wa yuko wanatuambia mara wameenda church whatever kuna watu wameenda form kuna watu wameenda bash unaona so then after shoot si tukitoka which means the day after tumnini hiyo siku yenye tulikuwa tuna shoot so hao watu wanakaa matia wewe ni mblay na wewe mtiaji sijui nini ukuniita na bro mimi nilikuita wewe ukukama
na uku show up true I hope wenye mko nyumbani na mna watch show up ukisema upatiwe role una show up so that you can actually get to act in it. Future plans unataka vitu kwa za different zifike wapi unaiona wapi in the next 5-10 years?
Future pia ni God, si ndo? So mi future yangu nataka vitu kwa za different kwe brand Kenya isupport pia wale ma youth wako chini. Unajua pia mimi ni youth. Ningekuwa ule youth, unajua kuna kind of youth, kuna ule youth anataka kujijenga, kuna ule youth anataka kujipoteza. Mimi ni ule youth anataka kujijenga. So mimi nataka vitu kwa za different apart from kujenga wakina Joshua na kujenga wase wengine wenye wako mwenye jakam. Pia nijenga wase wengine watu wengine wengi. Na pia nataka vitu za different pia. God willing pia ikue channel yake. Ikuwa Dina TV kila kitu. Yaani nipate kila kitu zenye nahitaji, kamera, nikwe tu best. Vitu za different pia ikue tu best na inasikika kwa hii nation yetu.
Yes. So for now, how are you earning from vitu za different? Ama bado haijaanza ku-earn, mko na jobs nyinyi wawili ama mnapata pesa kivipi? Anza na Joshua.
Saizi hatujaanza ku-earn anything. Ndio tuko hapo tunaelekea but God willing tutafika. So jobs zenye tunafanya saizi sisi ni ma-asolas. Like huyu asola yake akienda fanya asoling yake akuja tuambie bro mimi nimepata hii na hii so mimi yangu nikifanya asoling yangu hapo kwa pikipiki nipate yangu tukutana pale hivyo tujue venye tunashikana mkono na tuone mali tunaelekea.
Exactly. Okay, now that you guys are here nataka mtupatie social media handles, invite watu ku like vitu kwa za different because I know this is a big platform muna like a lot of people are watching right now so tell them to subscribe walike tupatie social media handle both yako na ya group ya vitu kwa za different ama yako ndio vitu kwa za different. Yes, sawa tuambie basi.
So hii hapa ama?
Yes, hii hapa.
Okay, kwa wale mafans mnani watch kuna wale mmekuwa mkitu support so my social handles Facebook, IG, TikTok, Biscuit yani kila pahali kila kona vitu kwa za different DIFRE spelling inakuwa ngumu. Pia kuna wale pia kuna wale wanataka kujua kuni chat.
Yeah.
Sijui unapatie namba ama mtanisumbua.
Unaweza watu wanataka kuattend, you know, wanataka kuja Sunday, wamesema Sunday, umesema rehearsal ni Sunday, unaweza wapatia.
Watakuja na pesa M-Pesa.
Sasa hapo mtabidi mzungumze sasa.
Okay, namba yangu ya WhatsApp ni 94248047.
Rudia tena.
94248047.
Exactly. I hope you have gotten it. Joshua, tukimaliza.
Sawa basi, hivyo venye umesikia, wenye mnatuwatch mkiwa pale hivyo home, tafadhali tu wenye kwa ile heshima, tunataka pia 8 Town Kibera namba 8 inuke julikane, si ndio? Alafu then mnaweza share hizo links, mna share pia views, mna subscribe pia. Wenyewe tukiomoka pia tutawasahau, tutakuwa tunakaa kutembelea, si kama wale wenye wakiomoka mnaenda away, si bado still 8 Town ndio home.
Wakimoka wanaenda wakiendanga.
Yeah.
Also, now that uko na partners, are you una engage watoto wa shule kwa hizi skits?
Watoto wa shule? Yeah. Niko na one class 8 alifanya class 8, anaenda form 1. Niko na mwenye ako class 7 pia. Ndo anaenda 8. Yeah.
Okay, nice, because I wanted to engage you kidogo na topic of the day. Tunasema watoto wako home saa hizi, ni vitu gani tunaweza wa engage nazo ndio wasiende kufanya vituko huko nje, si vituko za different vituko zingine. So what of course unawa engage kwa vituko za different, but ni vipi vingine unaweza engage watoto wenye wako mtaa na wako wamefunga shule?
Okay, kwa wale watu wamefunga chuo, holiday ni refu 2 months bana. Ndio na holiday na konga na scandal. So kitu mimi nawaambia, like mumepewa assignment hapo hivyo, mko na zile hesabu zilikuwa zinaitwa matrix, changamkia matrix bana. Na usitembe, kuna ngoma fulani inasema run around child, usikwe run around child. Safi, and msupport tu. Yeah.
Na unaweza pia ingia kwa vituko za different. Unaweza mcall pia pale akiwa na skit yenye inahitaji a kid. You can be there na you do 1 2 3 things, ujipata YouTube and you're doing well. And nataka uongeleshe majamaa wenye wako mtaa. Probably hawajajoin, kwao hakuna group kama ya vituko za different, but wako tu because you're in that, mko kwa hiyo age. So nataka muongeleshe vijana wenye wako mtaani, what would you like them, wanafaa kuengage kwa vitu kama gani, ama uongeleshe tu because you guys know what they are experiencing? Tuanze na Joshua.
Kenye tunaweza kwa engage ni as in venye tumesema Sundays, mnaweza kama mkishatoka church ama ukishatoka soling yako, mnaweza spend time na sisi tukiact pale hivyo kabla mjenda kujihusisha kwa issue na drugs and whatever. Yeah, si tuko free. Mkitaka bado still we have a long way to go. Mnaweza kuja pia kama mko willing, unaweza catch up the train tuende na nyinyi the same time.
Yeah. Amazing. Finally, vituko za different ukiwasalimianga mafans pia.
Okay, kwanza kuna wale bana wamenyambia different bana kesho usikose. Achani bana msiniekela wa kwanza nagotia my mom. Sijui kama ana watch ama alienda kazi. Pia mzae wangu na mgotea ni Ezekiel. Sizi yangu Janeli nena wagotea, bro wangu Eriko na mgotea. Yola na kugotea sana. Kuna Shaim, kuna Brenda, kuna waseni wengi, Anita. Kuna kwanza ni MC Temsi my head itamanze. Siwezi kukosa kugotea, ni MC Temsi ugoteke sana. Yeah, Chicha goteke. Yani tukila msia goteke, wale wasa wananijua wote wagoteke, jona na watambua sana kama umeni support.
Yes.
Hata director wa St. Christine mwenye ametupatia background ya kuactia. Yeah, Charles, big up.
Amazing. Big up to all of you. Nyinyi wote wenye mna support vitu kwa za different. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Tuna wrap up everything. So you guys, we are done with this lounge. Thank you so much kwa kukuja. Asanteni kwa make time. Thank you for making time for being here. Kimbieni YouTube, vituko za different. You will not find another one. Ni hiyo tu moja. So enda subscribe, like, share. Na ukitumua link, usilenge, ingia tu pale. Watch it. It's comedy. You're going to have a good time. Waachie like hapo, waachie comments hapo. I know they are going to enjoy. A very short break. We are coming back to close.
Umesha umeniletea dawa zenye umeandikiwa na barua ya hospitali. Umesikia?
Young man, chapati wa divorce. Unione.
Wengine watoto wa siku hizi hamtaki masomo. Mbona amekwambia jamani ulete
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the top of the hour. We are at 55 minutes past 9 a.m. You guys have been phenomenal, amazing. Thank you for all your feedback, all your comments pale Facebook. I hope I have gotten to at least all of them. But thank you so much for your comment, for sticking around, for the healthy conversations that we have had today. I believe leo imekuwa just amazing. All right, so we were talking about kids. We were talking about kids in school, and I think we can continue that conversation over next week because they'll still be at home, so we can still continue. But for today, we have learned: do homework with your kids, create a routine, something that you usually do with your kids pamoja. And today we have talked extensively on getting your kids books to read for leisure purposes, and journaling and writing, and you know those poems you were writing in high school, those short stories you used to write for yourself. That is something that you can actually let us influence or create the culture of reading as African kids. Make it part of their routine, make it part of their what they read, what they do to pass their time. Okay, so we are going to go over the next things that we can do because kids will still be at home on the last week of the month of March. So thank you so much, guys. You are lovely, you are amazing. Thank you for your support, for all our guests that were here. Thank you so much, guests, for showing up today and for being amazing. I'll see you guys next time, same place. I love you all.
Ninakuwaza every now and again, kukupenda mama, ndiyo najua pekee. Nimefunga mkanda, cause you're driving me insane. Ndiyo chizi mama, kwa hizo